Please, we'll give the girl the right to ask question. My name is Christine. I'm ENOG Fellowship member, organized by RIPE NCC. I have questions to Alexei Semeniaka. Sites that are supposed to be blocked, are they warned early, in advance? And after they're blocked, are they provided with instructions on how to get unblocked? Once again, it depends on the country. There are countries where criteria are known in advance. They're simple and clear. It's very much formalized in the United States. There's a set of documents on protection of child personal data of children, on copyright protection, the formal documents. There are countries when there is no such thing, and here it correlates with how it's done. If it's done as a result of the court proceedings, then there is some notification. If there isn't, then there's no general principle. Can I have one more question? Question to Mr. Kulin. If the domain is serviced by the administrator and DNS provider is another company, if the content is blocked, who does the Roskomnadzor, another supervising body, contact? Roskomnadzor goes to the hosting provider. They have ways of finding the hosting provider, and then the hosting provider reacts or not. And then the decision is made. Thank you. Похорона Саджанов, TT Mobile. I'm also a member of the fellowship program. I have a question to Alexei Semeniuk. Unfortunately, in your presentation, I didn't see the information about the Middle Asia. Its topic is also very relevant and urgent. The question is the following. If certain content is blocked, how do you make it for the whole resource not to be blocked? All the major players, depends on the resource, on the major players. And copyright, fight for copyright is a global tendency, something that exists all over the world, and all the major players don't want to have problems. Because this is a blocking grounds cannot be argued. There are smaller stories. There's some marginal players. Classical example will be here the LMP3 website. All MP3 website became focus of the high-level discussion, because the all MP3 site had a lot of materials that did not have that were copyrighted, but eventually it was closed. So when the big player of the industry is not blocking the content, is very rare, because copyright is one of the, just like Pirate Bay. So this is copyright is a holy cow here. Small commentary. I want to draw the attention of the audience to the second flight of the Alexei Semeniaka. He said that prerequisites for the blocking is the public opinion and so on. So the panel decided not to talk about this, and as I told you, this panel is not a platform for political accusations, because behind the political accusations we lose the content that we're discussing. You want to open discussion for political discussions and aspects of the political aspects of the blocking. We need to create a separate panel. Once again, the task of this panel is not to discuss the political questions. Small commentary. We need to understand that we don't know how to deal with this blocking thing, because it's a technical thing. The problem of the blocking does not end, and discussion doesn't end here. It doesn't end at the ENOG. The last session here at about 5 p.m. we have Alexander, who will speak on public control. I wanted to invite all those who want to discuss the damage that regulator may inflict, or I would like to invite all these people to the 5 o'clock presentation. When Alex says that it's a consensus thing, we need to understand that we have certain thesauras. It's a multi-stakeholder trust model. I have a question to Philip. In practice, when the court has a court decision on blocking, can create a website, how much time does it take until the final blocking happens? The situation is not clear here because it changed over time. Initially, the Ministry of Justice was to be involved in 2012. Based on the law, it was to collect the decision and pass it to Roskomnadzor. It lasted up to a year. Now it a month or up to 3 months. The Ministry of Justice collects these court decisions and then passes it to Roskomnadzor.
I just want to make a comment that I find it very unacceptable of the panel members showing middle fingers to the audience or to the speaker. I'm really appalled by this. This is so low standard, I can't believe I'm witnessing this. I'm sorry, guys. This is not the way RIPE works. And if you do it in Dubai, you go to jail. Just remember that, okay? Sorry, guys. So, back to my question. Я хотел задать вопрос Антону по поводу...
I want to ask a question of Anton. TLS and RFC, you had not everybody noticed that slide, but there was automatic IPsec on reverse. So I remember it was there. One more commentary, I think it's a complicated, difficult presentation. Maybe any of you know about the one real case about automatic suggestive APSec, because I think it's a genius idea. Just like many genius ideas, they get published, discussed, and they disappear. It was very interesting because this idea appeared a long time ago. the modern implementation happened much late. We started talking about this opportunistic IPsec only at the end of the last year. So it's not a new thing, but on the other hand, it became relevant only now. It always often happens with interesting concepts. Something is wrong with the microphone.
Окей, спасибо. Я опять вижу палец. Я опять вижу палец. Извините, но заниматься цензурой других докладчиков — это прекрасно. Я уже воздух.
This is not censorship, this is blocking. A few words about IPsec. In 2001, we suggested to banks that they base their banking system on IP protocols. Before that, they used IX25, and IP was considered a wrong technology. So we suggested this, and they used it. It was all fine, but there are new difficulties appeared, some leaks, and we worked on this. I'm taking you back to the end of the 90s because I believe that because the problem that we have, I mean the blockings, they sent us there. So we must not repeat the mistakes of the past and find a way out of this problem. Since there are no more questions, I would like to give floor to the head of the program committee, Sergei Mesayedov. I'm against blocking, for you to understand, but I understand we're all against blockings. But another thing is, let's come up with something new. Eventually, I don't know who Dmitry wanted to put into jail. The task of the panel is that many countries try to improve the blocking process. Very often we hear about the big sums of money that they want to spend on blocking. Maybe they should be spent otherwise. But this is not, we shouldn't spend this money. It's money of the operators. Thank you, panel discussion members. I have a small announcement to make in the program. We made a last-minute change. We put the Oleg Muravsky report at 5, be replaced by the Oleg Drobyshev report. So this is it. Enjoy a meal.